Ladies and gentlemen, we're finally back again. Welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to another edition of Footy Fridays. It is an excellent day. It is one of my favorite days of the freaking year, damn it. It is prediction day. It's finally come, and I cannot wait for what is about to happen. Longest stream of the year, and it's gonna be so much fun. I cannot wait to enlighten everyone on what the flip is about to go on over the next couple of weeks, and it's going to be very exciting. We have our first stream, definitely our first stream set up. We might do one on possibly Sunday. I don't know yet. We're definitely not doing one tomorrow, but we're definitely doing one on Tuesday. And you guys can check out my Instagram at rbase_11 link handle down in the description for more updates on the schedule, because there's still bits and pieces that have to be settled a little bit. And as my Wi-Fi continues to destroy itself, you already know what time it is. It is time to actually talk about a World Cup qualifying first. We're going to brisk right through this. We're going to go over the biggest headlines, and we're just going to go through what y'all need to know and what the hell you guys missed from last week, because it's a lot, and a lot happened over the last few days. And we're going to begin with the greatest qualifying format in the world, Concacaf. We're going back to Concacaf. We got to go back to Concacaf because they put on a flipping clinic last week, and no one's talking about it. And it's pissing me off because, one, the second round finished, and hopefully this is going to work. Yeah, I know someone in the comments said put the background up. So here we go. Hopefully this works. And I got to fix myself. We'll put me in the bottom corner. There we go. This is where this could all go wrong. And what we're going to do today, chat, is that I'm going to go in the corner. I'm going to shut up in 2 seconds. And we're going to go through every single group of the damn thing, beginning with Group A, which is right how we expected it to finish. Honduras, Bermuda, Cuba, Cayman Islands, and Antigua and Barbuda. Naturally how it should have ended. This is not how it should have ended. And the reason I'm saying it should not have ended this way is because we had a final day clash between second place. Let me explain this. Going into the final match day, Bermuda and Cuba were nearly tied on points. Bermuda went out and somehow beat the Cayman Islands 5-0, which set up a final day duel between Bermuda and Cuba, and it was in Cuba, and Bermuda won. Do I understand what happened? Absolutely not. 78th minute winner for Bermuda. They went ahead twice, and late on, Bermuda had chances to score a third or a possible fourth. So a team that got absolutely blown the hell out by Honduras in the beginning of the competition are through to the third round of World Cup qualifying, I believe, for the first time ever, which, awesome. Hell yeah. Give me this more, please. Cuba embarrassed themselves and are eliminated, losing to not only Honduras, which, respectable, it's Honduras, but to Bermuda, which, for those who don't know where Bermuda is, look it up on a map. It's literally in the middle of the frickin' Atlantic. Like, I can't help you. I can't help you. You're trying to justify going out and blowing it to Cuba or blowing to Bermuda, which is literally an island that people go for tourism. Come on, man. Speaking of tourism, we're going to the next group, and we got a couple tourism spots down here, particularly the Bahamas. They went out and scored 1 goal, conceded 22, and got their ass kicked. And that's a light way to put it. However, the story, we're not talking about the Bahamas today. We're going to talk about a duel in the midfield. And that matchup that I wanted to highlight, and we talked about it last Friday, was a duel between Trinidad and Tobago and St. Kitts and Nevis. And it broke my heart for what happened to St. Kitts and Nevis. They were in the driver's seat. They, I thought, had the quality to get themselves over the top. So naturally, they go out and blow it, lose 6-2 to Trinidad, and then lose to Grenada, which Grenada is like not a footballing country either. St. Kitts and Nevis made the Gold Cup recently. This is a problem. They're a mess. But with Grenada's win in the afternoon on the last day against St. Kitts and Nevis, set up a situation where Costa Rica was playing Trinidad and Tobago. And if Trinidad and Tobago lost by a lot, Trinidad could get eliminated because Grenada won and Trinidad did not get blown out. They actually put up a fairly respectable performance. They did lose to Costa Rica, which everyone lost to Costa Rica, but Trinidad survived and go to the third round of World Cup qualifying yet again, which, as expected, Trinidad go to the next round. The question will be asked, what the hell happened to St. Kitts and Nevis? Your only win is against the Bahamas. You lose to Grenada and Trinidad? Come on. I had a lot of faith for St. Kitts because they were really pushing themselves, but couldn't do it in the end. And because St. Lucia drew Aruba and Curacao and Haiti both went out and beat Barbados. Curacao and Haiti are going to the next round. Curacao actually are in a very interesting spot where Curacao actually has a chance to make the World Cup automatically, and we're going to explain why in the next segment. So, yeah, this group was settled in like 5 minutes, it felt like, but Group D was not like that at all. And Group D went down again. Montserrat actually won a match. They went out and beat Belize, which you gotta respect it at the end of the day. Going out and beating Belize, sure, man. Well, let's talk about what actually happened. And this group was settled very interestingly. You see, Nicaragua and Guyana played each other on June 6th, and it was Nicaragua who went out and beat Guyana 1-0. After Panama beat Belize, Guyana was essentially eliminated on the spot, and this group was settled fairly easily because Panama freaking beat Nicaragua, and that's why it looks so close. But the group below also was settled on the day before because the Dominican Republic went out and played Guatemala, and the DR lost. The DR then beat Dominica. That's why it looks so close. Jamaica and Guatemala through to the next round. Not a lot of drama there either. Group F did have a little bit of drama going into the last day. See, Puerto Rico was playing St. Vincent and the Grenadines. El Salvador could have blown this. And the reason I'm saying they could have blown this is because they were playing Suriname. El Salvador just beat Anguilla, who were at the bottom. They didn't score a goal. They conceded 21, and they're predictably last. And our duel was between the two teams at the top, between Suriname and El Salvador. And El Salvador, who were predicted to lose by like 6, went out and got a fairly respectable 1-1 draw at home against Suriname to survive. Because if you look at the goal difference, Puerto Rico had a better goal difference than El Salvador. But because Puerto Rico went out and lost to Suriname, Puerto Rico's out by 1 point, which is unbelievable. This was settled on Tuesday night. It was dramatic. And El Salvador, who went behind to Suriname, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Suriname is still very good. But in the end, story's the same. El Salvador, again, through to the third round, which is another group stage, which means you have to win your group to go to the next round. And Group A is annoyingly difficult for Panama. They have El Salvador, Guatemala, and Suriname. El Salvador and Suriname having to play each other again, naturally. This draw was last night, and it was actually kind of interesting because, one, I did not think El Salvador and Guatemala and Suriname were going to be in the same group again. Panama, who are actually like top 40 in the world somehow, were the pot 1 team. And then you have El Salvador, Guatemala, and Suriname, a very balanced group. Panama getting a weirdly difficult group for no reason. Sleeper team here, Suriname. Suriname are probably the best informed team in this group. Panama had a walkthrough group. They didn't have anything difficult. Suriname were like, yeah, they had to play Puerto Rico aren't great, but El Salvador could give you some problems. We've learned that in the past, mainly with the U.S. men's national team. Going away to El Salvador is probably the hardest away day here. Away to any of these 4 countries is honestly a difficult away day for most national teams in Concacaf right now. So fair play to all 4 of these teams. Should be fun. I think Panama's going to win this group. I think Suriname are going to get the second spot, though. But like it says, you probably won't be able to see it because of my face, but you can see it. And it says possible intercontinental playoffs based on ranking. You have to finish as one of the top 2 second-place teams to go to the intercontinental playoff. And we'll explain why that could or could not happen in a second. Because Group B is a fun one. Jamaica, Curacao, Trinidad, and Bermuda. Jamaica getting the possibly easiest group in the world, or so you would think, because they are playing who I believe is the most informed team in the whole group stage, and that is Curacao. Curacao are a country who no one expects to do anything notable because if for those who don't know where Curacao is, it's literally at the bottom of North America. It's part of those ABC islands with Aruba and Bonaire, which is like way down at the bottom. It's like near Venezuela. And it's, of course, part of Concacaf. But a national team that started playing international matches in the FIFA level in 2011, which is flipping absurd, by the way. They have an opportunity to go to the World Cup for like the first time ever. They were originally the territory of Curacao. They weren't a FIFA member, and they started qualification in 1934. Well, actually 1958. They did not enter in 1934. They then were the Dutch Antilles, which they didn't qualify, and then they became Curacao ahead of World Cup 2014, which they did not qualify for the last 3 World Cups as Curacao. This is the best opportunity they're going to have because they can totally go out and beat Trinidad and Bermuda multiple times and then find a way to squeak a result against Jamaica. It's all happening over like 3 months. Like this is going to be absurd. Yes, have they played in the Gold Cup recently? Yeah, they have, but they didn't make the knockouts of a Gold Cup like in 2019. This tournament, like Curaçao's in a very interesting spot, and they qualified for the most recent Gold Cup too. And we are going to possibly likely be streaming their first matchup of the Gold Cup against El Salvador, which is going to say what level is Curacao truly at. I think Curacao is at a level where they could totally go out and upset Jamaica and make the World Cup out of nowhere because of how many upsets and how many different stories we've had in World Cup qualifying. Curacao is like the perfect team to go to the next round because let's be honest, who wouldn't want a random tiny island to make the World Cup? We've had Uzbekistan make it for the first time, Jordan make it for the first time, and possibly multiple others make it for the first time soon. So anything is up. It's all up for grabs here in Group B. I think it's going to be Jamaica then Curacao, but Curacao could totally do an upset here. Group C, Haiti and Nicaragua just aren't there. Haiti should be way better than they are, but if you know anything about Haiti, they have a little bit of a political conflict over there. It's not really political. There's like a lot of stuff going on in Haiti. So it's going to be a duel between Costa Rica and Honduras. This is probably the best opportunity Honduras has had to make the World Cup in recent memory because Costa Rica, they don't score a lot. Honduras, they can score goals. They put up 4 last year against Mexico, which is respectable. It's against Mexico. Well, it's like 2 years ago, maybe against Mexico. So they could definitely do it. And I think it will be Costa Rica, then Honduras. But don't be surprised if Honduras finds a way to upset everyone and go to the World Cup. I'm just saying that's very possible. Let me stop screen sharing for a second because we're going to go out and pull up our next thing of World Cup qualifiers. And we're going to quickly go through CONMEBOL. Table looks like now. We have Argentina, Ecuador, Brazil all qualify for the World Cup automatically. Paraguay and Uruguay, you can see in 4th and 5th, they at least will go to the Intercontinental Playoff, but they will likely qualify for the World Cup in September. Then you have Paraguay, who are like in Uruguay, like I said, are 4th and 5th. Then you have Colombia, who have to go out and win a match to automatically qualify. And then you have the 2 at the bottom. And it was a duel between Venezuela and Bolivia that we were talking about last week. And Venezuela went out and beat Bolivia. But Bolivia won their match in the middle of this week, rather, and Venezuela did not. So that sets up a situation where Bolivia and Venezuela will duel on the last day for the intercontinental spot because there's no way Colombia blows this. Yes, have Colombia been horrendous? Yes, they have. And they've been predictably terrible again but they're still going to find a way to make the World Cup. Peru and Chile's out. Peru has to win out and have Venezuela lose out to have a chance. But because Peru's goal difference is so terrible, I am not thinking Peru is going to do it. So it's really going to be a battle between Bolivia and Venezuela. I think Venezuela has to do this because Bolivia having a negative 16 goal difference, if you could see it on the right, I don't know if my mouse can show it. Hold on. The fact that they have this goal difference is special. It's really special. But yeah, Argentina, Ecuador, Brazil, congratulations, you're going to the World Cup. Uruguay and Paraguay are essentially there as well. They just can't go out and lose multiple matches and have Venezuela and have Venezuela win out, which again, not likely. So South America putting on a clinic as usual, and that is where we're at with 3 teams now going to the World Cup. In Asia, there's a lot of political conflict between multiple nations. We will be talking about. Let me put myself this way. And this will happen for now and for the future. So let me undo transform, and then let me get my camera and put me in the middle for a minute here. So this is a spoiler. I know there's a lot of political conflict going on in the Middle East, along with multiple areas of the United States. We will not be talking about any political situation on this channel. The only thing I talk about here are sports. I know there's a lot of political conflicts going on in multiple parts around the world, including multiple countries we will be talking about today. Just for the record, I know what's going on there. We all know what's going on in those spots. But I do not talk about any political, like go into the political stuff on this channel. That's not my job. My job is to let you guys know what the hell is going on in the world of football on this show. So yeah, just want to give that spoiler, give them that notice before we continue with the nonsense. And speaking of nonsense, we're going to Asia. So strap in, boys. We're going to Asia, and this is what Asia looks like. We already knew this, but Iran and Uzbekistan made the World Cup. Big up Uzbekistan, first time there. We knew about South Korea and Jordan, but we actually had a little bit of controversy for that final spot between Palestine and Oman. And first of all, Iraq went out and beat Kuwait, which fine. Or Iraq won their match against whoever. I believe it was against Kuwait, which Kuwait, fair play to them. They were like projected to get destroyed. They weren't the worst team here. They got 5 draws in 10 matches, which is fairly respectable. That's like the most Everton West Ham thing I've ever seen. No wins does kind of hurt. They should have at least won a match, but fair play to them. 5 points, 5 draws. Got to give them their credit. Fair play to them. Also, Qatar did hold on, by the way, in the other group, so they are going to the playoff. But in this group, it was between Oman and Palestine. They played each other on the last day. And Palestine, it was technically a home match, but I don't think they played the game in Palestine. Palestine played Oman, and Oman went behind to Palestine. And we were deep into stoppage time. And this match we all thought was over, but Oman gets a penalty. And to me, it was like a 50-50 penalty. A lot of people were going after the referee online. I thought it was a penalty as well. It was like a player getting clipped from behind in the box, and that type of moment, you have to call it. Was it soft? Maybe, but a penalty is a penalty at the end of the day. Oman steps up, 94th minute penalty, gets a draw for Oman, which gets them through to the next round by 1 point. Welcome to Asia, ladies and gentlemen. Oman through to the 4th round. And in this group, Australia went out and beat Japan, which fair play. And then Australia went out and and got a result against Saudi. So Saudi Arabia and Indonesia are going to the next round. I don't know if the 4th round's actually been drawn yet. No, it's not. The draw is but yeah, everything's held in October, which is going to be absolutely our final group continent that had matches, and that is Europe. beginning. And Finland have gone on and put up a stormer. 4 matches played for Finland, and they've gone on and got 7 points, which for Finland, first of all, they're not a country that does this a lot. I thought they were going to get their butts kicked by Poland and the Netherlands. But Poland has decided to, have controversy with Lewandowski and not sack. I don't really know what's really going on there. But Lewa's not playing for the national team, which means Poland is not probably going to do this. But they're 1 point off the top of the table. The issue is that the Netherlands have put up a stormer and have gone 6 points from 6. They are 1 point behind with 2 matches at hand. So they are net first place by a lot. So Netherlands, they should do this. Something to watch out for in September. In this group, Bosnia, fair play to Bosnia. They are unbeaten, but I don't think they've played Austria yet. Probably getting results against Romania, Cyprus, and San Marino. Yeah, fair enough. Bosnia beating who they had to beat. I didn't expect this from Bosnia. They were like a very weird country in terms of football right now. I mean, they had their old core still kind of there. I don't know if Dzeko played for them or not. But Romania were the country that I thought were going to be in control of this group. They have done absolutely nothing. You beat Cyprus, you probably beat San Marino, and you go out and you lose to Austria and Bosnia. I mean, they were just in the Euros and were dangerous in the Euros. So it's a little bit disappointing from them. Big up to the Norwegians. Norway has put up a clinic. They have gone on and won their first 4 matches, including winning against Italy by 3 goals. They went out and put up 3 in the first half against the Italians on the first match day of this round, the first match day of the window. And Norway are in control of their own destiny. They've gotten 12 points from 12. They have not a lot of matches to go. Italy now have to beat Norway and beat everyone else, which I don't count on them doing because they haven't proven anything. They beat Moldova, which, cool, you won a match. But, you gotta beat Norway. Come on. They haven't done absolutely anything. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate with what's going on over there, but yikes. Big yikes from the Italians. They did fire Spalletti. I don't know who the new coach is going to be. North Macedonia is back. Are you ready for North Macedonia being back, damn it? North Macedonia is back. They are unbeaten through 4. They did go out and they did beat Belgium, which is insane. They got a result against Belgium. I think they drew Belgium. They did get a result against Belgium. But Wales are right behind them. Belgium went out and beat Wales, but didn't beat North Macedonia. I don't know how to feel about that yet. North Macedonia doing draws, I believe. Actually, no. North Macedonia drew Wales. So I guess Belgium beat Wales, but drew North Macedonia. And North Macedonia must have drawn Wales and Belgium and beat Kazakhstan and Liechtenstein. Really disappointed in Kazakhstan. They had an opportunity here, man, and they have just done nothing. I mean, beating Liechtenstein's something. Other than that, what are we doing here, guys? I was expecting more. Speaking of expecting more, England go out and they won their qualifying match for the window, beating Andorra 1-0. Now, take a second to understand what I just said. Andorra, which is that tiny island the tiny part next to Spain. They played at the stadium hosted by Espanyol, only lost to England 1-0. That's a problem. England then lost a friendly to Senegal, which is the first time an African country beat England, which, fair play. Albania hasn't done a lot either. Serbia is the only team that will contend for this because Albania has done nothing. Going out and drawing Serbia and Latvia. Drawing Latvia is no help to the ambition of Albania. So that's unfortunate. Group L, taking the L this window is Gibraltar. They went out and got destroyed by, I know they lost by 7 to Croatia. They did lose to the Faroe Islands, which pretty unfortunate. Croatia, though, did get both wins, being, I believe they beat Czechia and Gibraltar. So, yeah, that group will be fun to the end. Watch out. It'll be a duel between possibly Croatia, Montenegro, and Czechia, but probably just Croatia and Czechia. All right, time to do what we're here to do. Are you ready for this prediction thing? Let me explain how this is going to work. We are going to do the Club World Cup first. Club World Cup is going to be first. This is what we're going to use. So how it's going to work is we're going to predict the whole damn thing, and we're going to do it right now. And we're going to do group by group. We're not going to do points. We'll try to get like the thing on Instagram like how I did last time. I do have my predictions for that. That will go up on Instagram later. Probably Sunday, or I don't know. What are my predictions? First place in Group A is going to be Porto. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Porto are the best team in this group. One of the top teams in Portugal for a long time. They play a good style of football. You'll see them on Sunday playing Palmeiras at the MetLife Stadium. I think Porto will win this group. Second place, I do have Palmeiras. They play a very physical game. They don't score a lot, but they do play a very physical game, and that's why I have them over Inter Miami. I don't think Palmeiras is going to be as much of a threat to Porto, but they're going to be a threat definitely against Inter Miami and Al Ahly. So I have Palmeiras second, and then I have Inter Miami and then Al Ahly. Inter Miami is going to have the home field advantage. I just don't think it's going to be enough for them because Inter Miami, they have some quality. They have Lionel Messi. They have Suarez. They have a lot of older players, but they're going to get out-muscled by Porto, Palmeiras, and possibly Al Ahly as well. Al Ahly has been unbeaten since the last time they've played. Like, they have won 5 straight. So they're going to be in form going into match day 1 on tomorrow night in the opener against Inter Miami. Don't be surprised if that game's a 1-1 draw. A tournament that's been losing ticket prices, that's losing so much money from the bad ticket prices to who knows what. We'll watch probably the best U.S. team go out in the group stage, I believe, to not only Porto, but to Palmeiras, because physicality. That's it. Does Palmeiras have quality? Absolutely. Do they have what it takes to win this group? No. Group B, PSG, Athletic. Move this over. There we go. Top of the group is going to be Paris Saint-Germain and then Atletico Madrid. I think this group will be decided on Sunday as well. They play in the Rose Bowl on Sunday in Pasadena, which this game is going to be awesome. This could be the game that we stream on this channel, but this game is going to be absolutely insane. Whoever wins this group wins that match will win this group, because I think the rest of the group will be Botafogo and then Seattle. I just don't see Seattle doing anything. I completely forgot they're even in the tournament to begin with. Seattle does not have the quality that Botafogo play again, another physical game. They do have good possession in their midfield, but they're just going to get destroyed by Atletico Madrid and PSG. This group's going to be a wash. Give me PSG, the reigning UEFA Champions League champions, to win this group. Next up, we're just going to move my face cam over to the other side, and we're going to go over Bayern. Is that Tunis? Who is this? Auckland City. I'm sorry. Auckland City, Boca. The issue is, well, one, the audio is obviously an issue, but the other issue is that these two teams play a very similar style, but Bayern Munich's in like a position where, yeah, the audio is a wash. Excellent. First place, let me explain this. First place is Bayern. I guess got to go on the quality here with Bayern Munich. They're a team that can play a very good style of football. one other reason I like them is that it's going to be the last ride for Thomas Muller. I think they're going to be pushing for it a lot more. This is a situation where Bayern has to go out and win their group to continue their reputation. And I think this is the time that they do it. Bayern Munich, I have winning this group. Second place, I'm going to have Benfica, but I have them going through only on goal difference. I think Boca Juniors is going to be the best team from South America in this competition. Is going to be, it was either Boca or, what's the other one? Or River Plate. I think Boca Juniors is in a group where they actually can go through. So I'm not backing Boca to do it. I think they're going to go through, not enough in a big time match. I think they're going to draw against Benfica, beat Auckland City. They just don't have enough to actually go out and do this. Third place, like I said, is going to be Boca Juniors. And then it'll be Auckland City to round out our group. Comments section if you really want to do that. Group D, we have Flamengo, Tunis, Chelsea, and LAFC. This is the most easiest group ever. I don't really need to talk much about that. That's the easiest prediction I could possibly make. This is the easiest group to predict. Chelsea are going to wash everyone. I don't think they're going to concede a goal. If they concede a goal in this, I'm going to be really disappointed. There is no reason that Chelsea should concede a goal at all in this group. This group, okay, is so terrible. Chelsea could have played their Conference League team and beat everyone by at least 3. Flamengo's not bad. LAFC is not bad, but they're just not a team that would beat a squad in a top 5 league. They're just not there. Tunis, who are from Tunisia, by the way. Same with them. I think they're going to get 0 points. So, all right, Tunis, unlucky. They got a tough draw. This group is going to be fun. And the reason I'm saying that is while I do have Inter winning this group and the Urawa Red Diamonds being last, the weird question is picking between River Plate and Monterrey. And I am going with River Plate. I am going with River Plate, then Monterrey, and then the Urawa Red Diamonds. I love this River Plate team. Someone from South America has to do something. And while I do think Concacaf are going to get their butts kicked in this, because do I have a team from Concacaf going to the knockouts? No. Should I? Maybe. Monterrey would possibly be the best club to do it. But River Plate plays such a style and have the best fan group going to, like, one of the craziest fan groups going to this tournament, that it's going to feel like a home match for them anyway. Like, the whole thing, I know there's like visa issues as well with some of the South America teams. But right now, River Plate, if we look at, where are they in the Argentine League Soccer. I actually don't know where they are in the Argentinian League. In the Argentine Primera Division. Where are they? Are they in 3rd now? Where are they? This is all right. So Boca Juniors were 2nd. It's divided by regions. I forgot about this. River Plate and Boca Juniors were 2nd in their region, but Boca Juniors sucked because Argentinos Junior drew more matches. Yeah, this is what I expect. River Plate and Boca being very similar, but I just like the draw for River Plate better against a club like Monterrey. This is a group I'm actually going to see in person, which is going to be kind of sick. It's Fluminense, or however you say it. Also joining them in this group, we have Dortmund, Ulsan Hyundai, and the Mamelodi Sundowns. Again, group that's going to be a wash. This game is going to be really weird. Dortmund did not sell Bjorn Gittens, which good. They did add Joe Bellingham. I believe you'll see him at this competition. So naturally, I'm going to put Dortmund first. But I think they will go through on goal difference ahead of Fluminense. And then I'm going to go Mamelodi Sundowns. And what else is causing problems? My microphone. So, like I was saying, Mamelodi Sundowns could cause some problems, but they're not at a level of Fluminense or Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund, I think, are going to get through with 7 points on top of this group. I think they're going to do a 2-2 draw with Fluminense, or however you say it. And the Mamelodi Sundowns and Ulsan Hyundai are going to get a point apiece. I think that Fluminense against Mamelodi Sundowns game is going to be really fun, though. That game should be very, very interesting. Bottom two groups, one of them is a total wash. And it's the group on the left. We have WIUR Casablanca. That's what WAC means. Al Ain is the team in the purple. But you know who's going to be the top of this group? It's obviously going to be Man City, Juventus, and then this doesn't matter. Switch it. We're going to go Al Ain, then WIUR Casablanca. I think the African teams are going to get absolutely destroyed in this. So, yeah, WIUR Casablanca will be bottom. Man City, Juventus will go through. And then that sets up our group on the right, which is Real Madrid, Al Hilal, Pachuca, and Salzburg. I'm going to go Real Madrid, Al Hilal. I think Pachuca are going to finish ahead of Salzburg. So that Salzburg team is not very good. Did they win the Austrian Bundesliga? I don't even think they won their league. And for those who don't know anything about Austria, which if you don't, fair enough, the Austrian Bundesliga for a very long time was dominated by Red Bull Salzburg. And Salzburg did not win it again. They lost to Sturm Graz. So because of that, I'm going to say Salzburg finishes bottom, not only behind Al Hilal, but also Pachuca, which sets up our knock. Okay. The first match is, oh, wow, that's a starter. We have Porto against Atletico Madrid and Bayern against Flamengo. That's actually a really good start here in the top left. I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid, and I'm going to go with Bayern. Once again, lame picks, but the big clubs are going to have the depth, the quality to go out and do something like this. That Atletico Madrid's team has to prove something to me. They've been okay this year, and I think by their standards, they're okay. They finished behind Real Madrid and Barca, I believe, in La Liga. So an Atletico Madrid team that could cause problems. I have them going to the quarterfinals. They will play on July 4th, which is like the major national holiday for those who don't know. I know I have some international viewers. That is like the 4th of July. That's American Independence Day, which is a very weird day to have this. But Atletico Madrid, I have them going through to play Bayern, which will be a very fun match. The next two round of 16 games, we have Inter against wow, okay. Fluminense, yeah. Screw it. I'm going to pick Man City. So, yeah, I have Fluminense going through against Man City. Inter Milan are in a very weird spot. I think their group's very easy, but we've seen them in big matches really struggle, and I think Fluminense could really take it to this Inter Milan group. So I'm going to say Fluminense are going to be the team that gets the upset, a team that I think could really compete with Borussia Dortmund in their group. I have them going out beating Inter. Like that would be like the craziest upset of the tournament, I believe, at least, because the group stage I really didn't predict a crazy upset. This would be your first crazy upset, and that would set up Man City, who I've beating Al Hilal by multiple goals. They just have so much quality. They made a lot of good signings with Rangers. They signed that 18-year-old from Norway. What was the big one they made? They signed damn it, who am I forgetting about? Who am I forgetting about? They made like a really big signing recently, and I don't remember who it is. They signed Rayon Cherki. That's one of them. It was Rangers, Cherki. Who the flip was the other one? Who was the other transfer? Another Nico Gonzalez. Who was the other one, chat? Guys, who was the other transfer? I'm like forgetting someone from Man City. Nori. Damn it. I should have known that one. But yeah, Rayanite Nori, Reindeers, Cherky, and then the goalkeeper they're not going to use. So yeah, they made a lot of improvements to the team, and they'll advance to Orlando. I think they'll beat Al Hilal by multiple goals. Next one we have PSG against Palmeiras and Chelsea. This is impossible with one monitor, having to go refresh back and forth. So my big thing right now is that I don't know how much confidence I should have in Chelsea because they could go out and get upset. I can't do it. I can't do it. I am picking Chelsea. I can't pick against them right now. Like they just won a European trophy. They were terrible in the Prem, but they have an easy group and they're gonna be able to rest everyone. They're gonna go and be better than Benfica. I'm sorry. Bottom. This is a tough one. Yeah, we needed more upsets. I'm gonna go with Dortmund losing to River Plate in Atlanta. That'll be a very weird matchup. And then we'll have the quarterfinals for the tournament. Will be Athletic. Yeah, Man City's going to the semifinals. I mean, I want Man City to win this. I'm gonna Bayern over Atletico Madrid. Just set up Bayern against City, and then at the bottom, with PSG. So move my dumb face cam out of the way. So yeah, we'll go PSG and then Real Madrid at the bottom. So yeah. Real quick as well. There is no way in the world this is not won by a European club because they're just so much bigger. It's I'm struggling. Hold on. Um, I think there's something going on with my stream. Um, so I think the real question right now. Well, I'm texting my friend a question. Um, Real Madrid, they added Trent, and they got a new coach. I don't know who wins this. Hopefully, someone in chat or like in the comment down below who you think wins this game, because I just don't know. I'm so perplexed, man. Like this is such a tough pick for me. Oh my god, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick them. I'm picking PSG. Who wins this? I'll give you all a minute. Um, Man City against PSG in the final is who I have win it in this final. This is the lamest final I've ever seen. Like, I don't like this final at all. Like, I'm uncomfortable with this. I'm like, and I don't know what to say. PSG are winning the treble. bang. All right. PSG is winning this. And the reason I say they're winning it is because they're the best club in the world. They have the best talent in the world. They have the best manager right now in the world, and they have the best tactic in the world. They removed the stereotype of who they were, which was just hoarding star players and hoping it'd stick. And it didn't work. Now it did work. And I have PSG winning it. They deserve to win it. So, yeah, we're going to have PSG win this tournament. I don't like that, but here we are. So, yeah, PSG is who I'm picking to win the tournament. I have them winning it over Man City. All right. So, we're going to have to work with what we have to work with for this. And I'm going to have to go over back to the right side because it's time for the Gold Cup. Woo! Gold Cup. Yay. And this is wrong again. Unbelievable. Professional streamer chat. Yeah, last year we had this like predictor thing. It's not up this year. So we're just gonna have to go with this, and then we'll post on Instagram a more easier way to put this. Welcome to the Concacaf Gold Cup. If you're just joining us now, I predicted PSG to win the Club World Cup over Man City. Predictable as always. It's now time to predict the Gold Cup. We're gonna go right through this. Group A: Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Suriname. Club to watch out. National team to watch out for is Suriname. They're a team that's in form. They did just draw El Salvador, which is a little annoying for me because I was going to pick Suriname to upset everyone here. But I'm just not that confident in them anymore. Granted, it was away to El Salvador. And if you've never seen an El Salvador away day, then let me learn you. It ain't easy playing in San Salvador. But I think this group is fairly easy. I think Mexico is going to wash this. The DR, welcome to the Gold Cup. You're going to get your butts kicked. I think this is fairly simple. I have Mexico winning, and then Costa Rica, and then Suriname. Suriname actually will be the team to watch. Like I said, Suriname are the team to watch out for because they play. I love the style that Suriname play. The issue with Suriname is that they don't have the talent to beat Mexico or Costa Rica. And that's why I'm not putting them through to the knockout stage. It's because they don't have the talent to beat them. It's that simple. Like, if they had the talent to beat Costa Rica, then I would have put them over them. Because Suriname's like a team that you could definitely watch out for to get an upset, is Suriname. It would be Suriname in this group. But I do have Mexico winning this group. I know there's like I said, mentioned, a lot of conflict, and it'll be really interesting to see the reaction if Mexico wins this group. So I have Mexico winning the group. Costa Rica will go second, which sets up Group B. And this is where I get the upset. I have Canada not winning the group. Yeah, Canada are in a very weird spot. They don't have Alphonso Davies, so they have no creativity in their team whatsoever. Their manager has it's like one of the most outspoken people I've ever seen. Honduras and El Salvador and Curacao are hungry and they can go for an upset. So I'm gonna have Honduras win this group. Yeah, I want chaos. This is tough. I really want to put Honduras. I'm gonna do Honduras, then Canada, then Curacao, then El Salvador. I really want Curacao to make the knockouts, but I just can't do it. I can't put them over Honduras and Canada. They're not there yet. Yes, I said they could maybe go out and squeak an upset against Jamaica. But in a neutral tournament, hosted in a major country in North America, they're not playing in Willemstad. They're playing in a major stadium. I can't pick Curacao. Like, I want to. I love the Curacao national team. I want a kit from Curacao. That would be sick. I would rock that everywhere. if you know someone who could send me one, tell me right in the comments. Like Curacao, they're developing, they're actually doing something, and they're gonna get killed by Honduras and Canada. I think Curacao will beat El Salvador on Tuesday, which we'll probably be streaming that game. But like that would be absurd. Curacao have to go out and probably beat El Salvador, and they're probably, if they had to draw anyone, it probably would be Canada. Honduras can outscore everyone. That's why I'm putting Honduras top. As of right now, I put Honduras top. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. You'll see. I'll for right now, I'll have Honduras than Canada. I'll have a Honduras by goal difference over Canada. No, I'll have Canada on. Yeah, I'll have Canada and Honduras on 7, but probably Honduras ahead. Then Canada, then Curacao, then El Salvador. I think that's a fair way to put it. Next, Group C. I think this should end how it is. I'm kidding. Very interesting opportunity for Guatemala to just cause problems. I think Jamaica are going to win this group. They can outrun everyone. They should win this group, but they're probably not because Panama's style is what's going to like really neutralize. This group's actually very fun. You have 3 teams who can win this group, and then Guadeloupe are just here. Guadeloupe are I think, can maybe score 1 goal. Guadeloupe, I believe, almost I think they might have made the knockouts in 2023 or 21. They made it. They were in the competition recently, and they actually put up a good performance. I think they were in that group of like Martinique or something. Hold on. What group were Guadeloupe in? 2023 Gold Cup. What group were they in? They were in a group. All right, Honduras blew it against Qatar. Yeah. Guadeloupe were in the group with Guatemala and Canada. Canada didn't win their group. Yeah, they did beat Cuba, and I did predict them to be last. So very balanced and talented group. I am going with Panama and then Jamaica and then Guatemala and Guadeloupe. I think that's a fair way to put it. I'm going to go as they were in the draw, Panama and Jamaica, then Guatemala and Guadeloupe. I think it's a fair way to put it. And then the last group, I have Saudi Arabia winning the group with the United States. The U.S. men's national team, with where they are right now, are a complete and utter mess. And this is the worst time that this could happen. The U.S. men's national team, I don't believe, have won a game with Mauricio Pochettino. They have the most talent they've ever had, with players like Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, and others. And you can't go out and beat Switzerland, which Switzerland aren't bad, but you go down 4-0 at home against Switzerland. Like, really? And then you also go out and you concede a stupid own goal. Now, then go behind against a team that might not even make the World Cup in Turkey. Like, that's a problem. And there just seems, with the U.S. right now, there's a sort of arrogance, which is why have we not learned from Greg Berhalter that there should be zero arrogance in the U.S. men's national team right now? Zero. And what's fun about this whole tournament is there will be no star player in this. No Pulisic, no McKennie, no Musa or Anthony Robinson. That's the team that will be playing in the World Cup next year. A team that will possibly back themselves to go deep in the knockouts. And you haven't won a game this calendar year? How do you have that thought process? It's unbelievable what this U.S. team has turned into. And because of their ignorance and because of them being incompetent, they are going to be second, and they could possibly go out to Haiti or Trinidad and Tobago. They're not beating Saudi because Saudi's team has a lot of quality in it. Granted, they did just lose. Like, they didn't just get knocked out of a World Cup qualifying spot, but they're going to be in the 4th round, and they're probably going to go through in the 4th round. The United States, one of the most arrogant national teams that shouldn't be, will finish second behind Saudi. and then probably get eliminated by Jamaica or Panama, whoever it is. Let me just see how the knockout bracket works. So my predictions for this group, I'm going to say Saudi and then the United States and then Haiti and Trinidad. I have the United States drawing multiple matches. I think they could draw multiple matches in this. They will beat someone, because if they don't, that's shocking. But there is no reason that they should go out and blow this. I just don't know how the knockouts work. I believe this is how this would work. Quarterfinals, I don't know. So I think with how this works, I assume it's just like a normal tournament with like group winners, winner of group A against the winner of, what the hell did I find? Hold on, chat. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I searched up something about this and it worked. FanDuel. So we're gonna pull up something from FanDuel today, chat. We're gonna pull up this because this is right, and this is the bracket. So it'll be group winner of Group A versus the second place team in Group D. Naturally, it's the United States against Mexico off the jump, if this is correct. So it'll be the United States against Mexico. So naturally, the U.S. are going to win that game. This would be the game the U.S. would win. I have the United States beating Mexico. Excellent. Then you have the bottom left. You have Group C winner Panama against Group B's runner-up Canada. Ooh, that's a very tasty tie as well. I'm going to Panama over Canada. They're just in a better form. They've looked good in their World Cup qualifying group. They haven't lost a game in a while. I believe, didn't they I think they made the finals of the Nations League. So I'll just put them through ahead of, so we United States against Panama again. Excellent. Right side is Group B winners, Honduras against Group C runner-up Jamaica. Another fun tie. I'm gonna go with, let's go with Honduras. I think Honduras deserves to go to the knockouts. After what happened last time with Qatar, they deserve it. Honduras are just, like I said, if they have a competent defense, they will outscore everyone. So yeah, give me Honduras to go through to the semifinals. And then finally, we have Group D winners Saudi Arabia against Group A runners-up Costa Rica. This is the worst game of them all. I'm going to go with Saudi Arabia. They're the team that was like Qatar. They made it to the tournament as a sponsor. I think they will be in good enough form to go out and make it to the next round. So I'll have Honduras against Saudi and the United States against Panama. This is going to be a tournament that could be won by the sponsor. This is where it's weird. Does the U.S. actually beat Panama? I don't know. I don't know. Does the U.S. finally go out? Does the American in me pick the flippin' U.S. over Panama again? Because I made that mistake last year. Because if you don't know the recent history of the U.S. and Panama, I don't. Because we lost to them in the Nations League, I think. We lost to them in the Copa America last year. And then we got eliminated by them in the Gold Cup 2 years ago. Do I actually back the U.S. to beat Panama? Of course I am. Flip it. I'm still going to find a way to pick the U.S. This is like the tournament for the U.S. to win with all the controversy and whatever. They're going to go to the final. U.S. are going to the final, and they're going to play U.S. are going to go to the final because whoever wins USA Mexico is going to go to that final. That's going to be the weirdest semi. Oh my God. This would be the most tournament thing, like Concacaf thing ever, for the U.S. to finish second and then go to the final. So yeah, the U.S. would go to the final because I had them predicted to finish second in Group D. Then I have them beating Mexico, which would be very unlikely, but that could happen. Then they play Panama. and then I have them beating Panama. Losing to flipping Switzerland and Turkey just prepares you to lose probably to Saudi Arabia on my birthday, which would be very fitting for that to happen. God, that's tough. USA or we're going to go to the right side first. And this is where the run will end for Honduras. And I feel terrible for them. A national team that might not even make the World Cup. This is like the stunning run for them that could lead to a major buildup for them to maybe upset everyone and make the World Cup. I have Honduras winning their group, and then I have Honduras winning a knockout stage game, going out and beating Group C runners-up Jamaica. Like, that would be insane. That would be a phenomenal result for Honduras. But unfortunately, this is where their run will end. I have them losing to Saudi Arabia, which would set up a USA-Saudi Arabia final. And if you know USA in Gold Cup finals recently, they made it in 2021, and I think the United States are going to win it in extra time. And I have the United States winning the Gold Cup after finishing second. Yeah, let's do it. USA wins the Gold Cup after finishing second in their group to flip the narrative on Pochettino as a whole. Their national team is a disaster, so naturally they win the Gold Cup. That's what, I mean, does it make sense? No, but nothing in Concacaf has ever made any sense for this. So that's my prediction. U.S. wins. It may be biased. It may be whatever you want to say, but that's what I think. USA upset in the Gold Cup, or we're getting eliminated in the group stage, which would be pretty flippin' hilarious as well. Final notes from me. First of all, thank you guys for tuning into this. I know I was supposed to do more streams and do more of that, but more Salite and other obligations have been getting in the way a little bit. So next week is going to be a little bit chaotic. Of course, I'm going to the Club World Cup next week, but as most of you know already. But next week, the first game that we plan on doing definitely is going to be Curacao, El Salvador, because it's early enough on Tuesday after the game I'm going to. And then Wednesday, definitely no. And then there could be a game on Thursday, but it's my birthday, so I don't know. And then Friday, I just don't know because I could be at work doing something for more sleep that day as well. So make sure to follow my socials to stay tuned with all what that's going on with this series, because absolute chaos can ensue. You guys will just have to wait and see for when the streams are. So that's it for today's stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Counting on you guys. We're on the road to 50 subs. Hopefully we get it by the end of the summer of streams. I'm Robbie Basil saying so long. Make sure to check out Morris Elite tomorrow. Doubleheader on Morris Elite TV. Link, I'll put it in the description for sure. Once again, I'm Robbie Basil saying so long. Enjoy the Gold Cup and Club World Cup openers, both of them tomorrow night. One, I believe, will be on TNT and the other on FS1. Enjoy the tournaments. Enjoy the summer of soccer. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.